Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to you. I am Tanya James, and this is episode 26 already of Activating the Witch Within. Thank you so much for joining with me here today, and for my frequent listeners, and I really appreciate you being here, submitting your questions throughout the week to cover over the weekly offering here. Hi, Jen, how are you? And I just kind of want to start by centering and anchoring your space. Especially as we're approaching the holidays, it's very easy to start picking up on the collective angst even more, carrying around our loved ones with us more, maybe just feeling more pulled in different directions. And so one of my daily practices for myself is to just completely just feel all in my own energy. Completely just feel into the home that's always inside of us right now. And we can think of it as, a sun enveloping our whole aura. I love walking others through a sun visualization where the sun just really melts away everything that isn't yours. So we're going to do that in a second here. If you're just popping on and have any questions, have anything that you want me to touch base on today, please feel free to write those in, and I will address those throughout today's offering. So if this is the first time you're watching me, hi, I'm Tanya James. I'm a master energy healer, intuitive coach, and I do business advising for visionaries and creatives and artists, and work with a lot of parents, work with a lot of PTSD survivors. So it kind of runs the gamut. But the one thing that keeps coming back again and again and again, whether I'm in channeling, whether I am listening to other channels and spiritual entrepreneurs coming, that I listen to, it's this whole concept of coming back to who we are, coming home to ourselves. Just over a year ago, I hosted my first telesummit, ascending, now I'm not even thinking of it. Ascending into truth, finding peace and courage in time of great change. And the whole concept of ascending into truth is just really ascending into the truth of who we are, allowing ourselves to come more and more home to us. And as we learn how to shore up our energy field, meaning that we, hold our own energy within us, we're not giving it away, handing it out like candy, right? And we're not taking on what isn't ours to take on. The more and more we learn how to become the sovereign beings that we're here to come, we can honor our own Earth School curriculum. We can stay in our lane. We're not judging or trying to change what someone else's Earth School curriculum is or where they are in their lane. And that doesn't mean that we're not always co-creating with each other. Yes, we are. We're always in relation to those around us and to the whole and the collective as well. So the more that we can really embody the vibration of us, just us, as us, we are these beautiful, magnificent beings of light. And the more I work with my non-physical team who are freaking badasses, they're always reminding me and us and clients, hey, you are powerful. We love supporting you. We love helping you. And we love co-creating with you. But it's your power that allows us to co-create with you. It's your ability to tune into us, to tune into our frequency and be able to translate that out into the world. And we all do it. We all have intuition. We all have those internal nudges. Some of us, are writers or artists, and we'll dump something out on paper in less than a minute and be like, where did that come from? That's being in sync with the collective love that's always available to us. And one of my speakers that I had on, Sheila Gale, last year, talked about the concept of unconditional joy. We spent that whole hour, and it stuck with me this whole year. I mean, that's just amazing that I can have a conversation, a year ago with somebody, and it still rings so true. When we really commit to unconditional joy, I'm going to be in my love bubble. I'm going to be in the fullest expression of who I am. I'm going to just allow me to be me. And I'm going to find peace in trusting that everything is getting handled. Nothing is forced in nature. Nothing was, nothing's forced. And yet, as human beings trying to do and everything else, we naturally force. We grow up in competitive environments. We grow up in this dog-eat-dog world. We've got to work hard to, survive, and everything's forced. And yet, when we look at nature, nothing else is forced. Even a volcano erupting, which seems forced, took all of that energy slowly building up underneath it for Earth to finally force it out. But it's not like it just happened out of nowhere, right? Nothing in nature is forced. So how can we come into the awareness that we don't have to force anything anymore? That we can just unapologetically be who we are, follow our joy, follow our excitement, follow what's in our hearts to share and to give birth to and to create with the world around us, and stay in that bubble. So if it's good to maybe just center for a moment, I invite you to just kind of come into this now moment. Just arrive. In this now moment is the power of all creation. In this eternal moment of now. And just breathing out the past. I let it go. It's not real. It's not mine to carry anymore. It's not mine to figure out and dissect and clear and release. It's gone. It's over. If there's parts that I need to revisit, show me the way. How to go into those places that need the light and be given the love. But right now in this moment, just let the past go. And I'm just going to start running the energy to help you really anchor into what it feels like to let the weight of the past just go. The gifts of the lessons, the love always remains. But the past really doesn't need to be holding you back or burdening you in any way or feeling like an elephant on your shoulders. Just let it go. Beautiful. And now letting the future go. Letting tomorrow go. Letting next week go. Letting the holidays go, letting the rest of this year go. It's not real yet. It hasn't happened. So just arriving in this now moment, arriving in this now moment, arriving in this now moment. Aligning and agreeing with your oneness in this moment of now. Beautiful. And now feeling the central sun pouring down through your crown, just allowing your connection to the universe, just trickling down through your body, filling up your whole aura in light. And literally feeling like this sun is enveloping your whole aura and melting away everything that's not your energy. And the energy is running right now to assist you with this process. So maybe if you've tried these exercises before and they haven't landed the way that maybe you would have liked, just allow yourself to drop in for just a second here and just feel what this light feels like melting away the past, melting away the future, melting away all people, places, things, ideas, vows, contracts, soul agreements, astral contracts, karma, everything that's no longer serving you. Just let this light melt away. Let the light of you as the being that you are fill up your energy. Allow the light of all of the universe in and recognize your oneness with this light. You are this light. We are this expansive light. And we don't need to carry around what is not ours to carry around any longer. Thank you for the gifts in these lessons. I lovingly release you and let you go. I lovingly let this light gather all of that up, and you can see it all just melting away and trickling down the invisible roots of your feet. And know that you are just as connected as the tallest redwood, as the highest flying eagle, as the lowest swimming dolphin. You are just as connected to the world as everything else. Just because we can jump off the ground doesn't mean we don't have roots, and that we can't just release this weight that isn't serving us anymore. Beautiful. Okay, so everybody watching and on the replay has received that. So now we're going to amplify this light. We're going to amplify the sun that just came in and melted everything away that's not yours. And we're going to call in and allow this light to magnetize and draw to you any places where you left yourself behind somewhere, any place you gave your power away, any place where you didn't feel good enough, any place where you were, perpetuating victimization or not good enough or not valuable enough or my opinions don't matter or, the world's out to get me, whatever that is, any place where you fractured your energy off and maybe left a little piece of you behind, just allow this light to call the truth of you back to you. Allow you to feel at home in your own space, calling you back, calling you back, calling you back. Knowing that you're coming back fully recalibrated to the highest vibrational frequency of love, of light, for your highest and best good now. Beautiful. And just keep calling you back, calling you back, calling you back. Anyone who might be carrying your energy around on your behalf, for you. Parents, family, friends, ex-lovers, whoever might be just carrying around some of your energy. Just lovingly take it back. Thank you for carrying my energy for me. I take it back now. And we can take total responsibility for being the writer, the actor, the producer, the directors of our life without blaming ourselves for not being where we want to be today, right? Just letting all that go and arriving at the truth that I'm exactly where I need to be. I am exactly on time. Beautiful. So they're actually asking me to lead everyone through a little higher self activation today. So I just want you to feel, first of all, how you sense your energy and how you feel before and after that little exercise. How does it feel to be in all your own energy? How does it feel to just be free from interference or static from what's going on in other people's lanes or in the collective realm, and just shored up in your own sovereign energy field? It feels delicious. It feels expansive. It feels peaceful. It feels open. And then what happens when we think about sometimes our to-do list, or we think about, we lose it, right? We constrict. Oh God, I've got to do this. And oh my gosh, I've got this, the holidays coming up. I got all this cooking and the shopping to do, and, the planning for next month, and looking forward to next year's goals. And it just all starts, it's like snowballs getting thrown at you. All of a sudden you forget. And when that happens, I invite you to just open and remember what it feels like when you're just in your own energy, not forcing, and just allowing yourself to be nature, really. Cutting off that human, time and running out of time and lack of resources. And just aligning with, I am nature. And everything's just flowing perfectly. Feels totally different. So I want you to focus on the energy in your heart. We have a sacred vortex, a sacred portal, all of us, in our heart. And I just want you to feel into that spark. Feel into that spark deep in your heart. Beautiful. Everybody's got it here and on the replay. And now expand that light out, and expand it out, and expand it out, and expand it out as far as the light and the love within that spark wants to expand out. Some of you, that may be your house, your town, your country, the whole planet. You might be expanding out deep, deep, deep into space. However far you want to feel your energy expand out. And now I want you to focus again on the spark, the center of that. And I want you to imagine that in the spark, at the center of you, totally expanded out, there's a throne. And on that throne sits your higher self. And I like to think of it just like the right and left hand work together, left and right brain, divine masculine, feminine. So too does our 3D ego, personality, self work in tandem and harmony with our 5D and beyond eternal self. And just tune into that eternal self, sitting on the throne of your heart right now with your energy fully expanded out, however far felt comfortable for you to expand out, and see yourself sitting on the throne of your heart as your higher self, knowing that this is all your creation. This is your story. This is your movie. This is your play. This is you. This is all your energy. And just, I'm going to allow a deep merging to occur with everybody in their higher self. So if you're just joining us now, we're doing a process of really feeling into your higher self, sitting on the throne of your expanded heart, expanded out as far as you wanted to expand it, and knowing that everything within this energy field is your creation. And you get to come back home to you to paint whatever you want to paint. And letting go of limitations, letting go of it's got to be this way and I've got to figure out exactly how to do X, Y, and Z, and let nature show you where that aligned action is. Let it come from that place of unconditional joy. Let it come from that place of unconditional excitement. Let it come from this expanded place. The power of the vortex of the now moment. There's always a, portal to other dimensions of consciousness available to all of us right here, right now. As a shamanic healer, I just have used this muscle over and over and over and over and over and over again to get comfortable being a professional wizard. But we're all professional wizards when we allow ourselves to drop into what else is available to us in this moment of now. Where else we can go. And what are we here to create? Moment by moment by moment. More love, more peace, more joy, more freedom, more fulfillment, right? So how do we embody those now as we are stepping through the gates, crossing the bridges, overcoming the obstacles, and not seeing ourselves as separate from our creation anymore, as separate from the light that we are, really allowing ourselves to come home. So I invite you to take this moment to just come home to you. Your big, brilliant, beautiful, miraculous, limitless self. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Ah, hi. Oh, hi. And when you forget, remember. When you constrict, open. When we fall down, we get back up. And the more that you can remember the expansive love inside of you and keep omitting that out, and the more I do it, and the more you do it, and the more your energy inspires other people to do it, and their energy inspires others to do it. We are all doing our part to raise the collective frequencies here, to be able to show love instead of shutting down. And I think that's just beautiful advice. Thank you guys for the holidays coming up, because it's really easy to let the old patterns surface, let the old, I don't need to get into it, right? Excuse me. It's so easy to let those things surface. And how can you send it love? How can you see what's going on in your, dynamics over the next month or so? How can you see yourself just sending them light and honoring where everybody is on their path? Whether they're, on this path of awakening and on this path of raising your consciousness. If you're watching this, you're most likely on that path, right? And just honoring those who, aren't interested in waking up, who would prefer to stay asleep. That's their contract, right? And not to judge that, and not to try to, fix it for them. Really teaching people how to fish instead of fishing for them by saying, I see you in your wholeness. I see you in your light, because I can see myself in my wholeness, and I can see myself in my light. And the more of that self-love, self-appreciation, self-acknowledgement, self-confidence, self-empowerment that we hold and carry, and allowing the self-judgment and the self-criticism and the self-doubt and all of that lower vibrational fear, really, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being seen, fear of not being worthy, whatever the fear is, right? Send that place love and expand and open and remember the truth of who you are. And as we put these glasses on more and more and more, we can see the people in our life and not judge them and not wish they were different or would listen to our ideas and, oh God, if they just knew that, the symptom that they're experiencing was this, or that, this is probably that. Just stay in your own lane. And in nature, everything does get done. And that doesn't mean when you're called to help, you don't go and help. Again, probably everybody watching this is a big giver too, and wants to give and wants to help, right? So how do we give best? Give to us, and then us being in that field and in that place of expanded awareness, of unconditionally just living life, we give permission others to do the same. And then as they start doing it, they give others permission. And, we can make a huge impact just by spreading smiles every day. Just by trying not to fix and control and letting go of how we think it's supposed to be. Right? So the energy's winding down. And the message just, when constriction happens, open. When constriction happens, just open and open and open, and keep allowing yourself to expand and open. And be open to coming home to you. I'm open to knowing my light is my life. I'm open to knowing my truth is my truth. I'm open to knowing myself fully and loving myself exactly as I am, in the becoming, in the creating, in the directing of this beautiful creation that I'm creating. So, I think that is all that I have today. Does anybody have any questions? For those of you on the line, I'll stay on here for a second and see if anybody has any questions. I did have a listener write in a question about protecting your energy with shielding versus just holding a high vibration alignment, and thinking that they were kind of two different schools of thought, and what my thoughts and opinions were on that. And, I think that each person, my response to them and to you is that each of us have our own ways of grounding and anchoring and centering and feeling in our own bubble. And for some of that, that's, shielding and, very, okay, shoring up my boundaries, making sure nothing's coming in, nothing's going out, having that visual. And that really works for some people. Other people just do an exercise like the one we just did, where we consciously remove everyone from our field, empty out, get really blank with ourselves, and allow that blank slate energy to come in, call all of us back to ourselves. That's the practice that I do. And just really seeing, I like to picture Archangel Michael. He's, his kind of this cheesecloth net. It's a golden net, and I'll see that going around my aura as this kind of beautiful rainbow gold and silver net. And the way I see it is everything, the vibration of love or higher, so the frequency of 500 or above, can filter in and out of this net in my field beautifully. And then anything lower just kind of bounces right off. So that's kind of one of the practices I do. But I would say, to answer your question, it's just what works best for you, of being able to feel deeply connected to the truth of who you are, connected above, connected below, removed of everyone else's energy, all of you back in your energy bubble, and feeling the freedom that's there. And the stronger we are, the less susceptible we are to the drama and Earth School curriculum of others, because we can see it in love, we can see it in forgiveness, we can see it in compassion, but we're not taking it on as some sort of definition of us. So that's how I would answer that question that I received a little bit ago from a listener. And is there anything else today, guys? One more message is coming through, just that we are all so much powerful than we realize. We are all like, they're saying that, even even the people who really, 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 really own their power, really like, you see them walk, they light up a room and they really embody just being really strong and conscious and beautiful and humble and all of that within their power. They're saying have still only accessed a fraction of their personal power. And, we all can up our awareness of what being 100% fully empowered feels like. We can all invite that energy to keep pouring into us. I open to all of my empowerment now. I open to all of my empowerment now. And really, when we get into that constricted place, reminding ourselves of our power. Reminding yourself, I am a powerful creator. I am a powerful creator, and I'm open up to feeling all of my power. I want to feel all of my power. And that can be scary because usually, I love the Marianne Williamson quote. It's not something around, it's the power of who we are. That's our biggest fear. And as we overcome those fears that have been keeping us separate from our power and just shining that and shining it, more opens. And more freedom comes, and more peace comes, and more balance comes. And, the goal, I think, with freedom is just to be living the lives in the moment that we want to live. Having that unconditional joy, having that unconditional peace, and that knowing, that deep knowing everything is always working out for me. As, Abram Hicks so lovely puts it, everything is always working out for me. So thank you everyone for joining me here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lovely to have you. And I look forward to, seeing where the guidance is going to be going in the next month or two. There's a lot of energy with this 12-year cycle ending, and with this year, and just saying goodbye to really the stuff that we can't take with us going forward, and being able to, show what needs to leave the metaphorical door once and for all, so we can step into our greatness really and into our sovereignty. So if you'd like some support on that and want to help better connect yourself to that clean slate and really let the past go so you can step into the most expanded next now and the most expanded next now, I will pop my calendar link in the comments here to book a consult with me if you're interested in receiving my support from me and the team on helping you to get there and helping you to find that inner peace and that inner sovereignty that you are searching for. So again, thanks so much for joining me here again today, and sending you so much love and peace and happiness and joy. Talk to you soon. Till next week. Bye-bye.